Oh, God. Ready or not, it's 11 o'clock. Turn on. I am a hot mess tonight, let me tell you. I've got wires everywhere. Oh, my goodness. Let's, oh, no. Don't you fall down. Don't you fall down. Stay up. That clip is not in any way tight enough. Okay. Wait, where's this? On? On. Oh, and now it's facing away from me. How the hell they do that? I don't know how I do anything these days. Okay. Oh, okay. Laptop. Turn on, and this time let me turn the sound off. You weren't cooperating. Hello, Pamela. Miss Pam, I'm a hurting pup. I don't know what I did to the back of my hand. That hurts. My right knee. Therapy is starting to blow out my right knee, and that's the good knee. I'm a hot, hot mess. You normally don't see me in these tank tops, but that's how hot it is here. Taking some Tylenol to get this day going, this night going. So I'm at a different end of the living room tonight. And space is a challenge. And hopefully the ring light won't fall over again. Yeah, now so far, like, that's only one, but I know there's more in the house, so I will actually just email you when I find out what I find. I know there's some upstairs in what's going to become the office, and I know there's some, I think there's two that I found before that, and I put in the box for the ephemera sale. Hi, Melanie. Melanie, I know her. Where's my mouse? I know her thing is just ending. There's Fiona. Hello. Now maybe this thing will cooperate. There we go. I had to move my laptop down here. The ring light, plug in the phone. I'm filming on the old phone because we found out last week this new fancy Samsung Galaxy thing, which is a hand-me-down from my son. If you're, okay, they went to all the trouble to put 4 cameras on this side, but the one lone camera on this side will not focus on anything up close. That's useless for a live. That doesn't work for a live sale. We need to be able to, you know, hold stuff up close and have it focus in. I'm trying to read the chat on the phone to say hi to everybody. So, Jan from Aunties from Karen beat me to it. I was going to do a, hey, let's see what's at this end. And then she got the keys to her house. Her and Dean, everything went through, and it's good, and they bought the house, and it's still full of stuff from the previous owners. She was showing a ton of cat stuff in that house. I actually bought myself a birthday present because there were some really cool looking Halloween candles, and it had, I've never seen the like, because usually they stack like a pumpkin head and a cat head and maybe a witch's head, and they stack heads. It had a pumpkin on the bottom, and then the rest was an all stretched out black cat. The whole body, and all the way up to the tip was the tail. This is the room. Yes, I do the live sales from the other end. I do them from the other end, which is kind of the catch-all, because this end was a lot of boxes, which show you what's behind me. See, there's lots of boxes behind me. But it's very claustrophobic up here. You know, I have the chair I'm sitting in, there is stuff all the way up to the back of the chair right there. So usually I'm at the other end. There's more space down there. The desk at that end is bigger, so it can hold more. One of the things we're going to do tonight is find out, what did I leave up here? Because it used to be that I worked at this one and my son worked at the other one. And then he, as we got the master bedroom set up for him, then he got his own desk, a better one, and that's upstairs. So I moved that desk back there because there's more space back there. The desk is bigger and set up. The only thing that I miss is that this desk has a shelf, but there's not a lot of space. It's not as wide. So that one is much better. Let me get into my YouTube channel so that I can see the chat a lot easier. If I'm, there we go. If I have the chat running on the laptop, it makes it so much easier for me to try to read, especially using the old phone, because the screen over on the side, on this side, where it shows the chat when the phone's sideways, that's all spiderweb cracked. So it's very hard to read. So, hi Tina. So this is tonight's challenges. I thought, well, you know, let's see what I've got, because I have 2 sales next week. Two sales. I've been invited to Sandy and Otto. Trisha has invited me to come be on her sale on Wednesday, which starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will be on her sale on Wednesday and then have my own live sale the following night. So I was like, well, I need to find more and ratchet this up a little bit and not blow out my knee or hip doing it. But I know there's stuff sitting here, but I don't know what. So I thought you guys might like to come hunt with me and find out what we've got. And I'm going to try to back this up a little bit. Now the cat has already been here. I am just melting in here. The cat has already been here investigating. Maybe if I tilt it down a little. I don't want that light to glare too much. But y'all don't need to see me as much. As much as I need to see the chat. So, I mean, this literally became a catch-all once I shifted, and you can see what a mess it is. And like I said, I don't even know what's here. Like, okay, so it says made in Japan, little paper label. He's bisque. He's a tennis player. He looks good. Oh, no. His pinky should be sticking out. He's missing his pinky. But I must have pulled it out of a box at some point. I don't remember this being from any family of mine. So I'm guessing this had been in a box of books. Yes, the other end of the room. And the cat has already been here investigating. So we know we have that. And then there's this big guy sitting here, which I thought it was a lamp because it has the hole. It does. It says Andrea by Sadik, made in Japan. And what is that? Oh, there's the remains of a little label on there. Well, let's just get that off of there. Whoops, piece drop. And put that little piece in the trash bag. Now, looks like there might have been a crack. Or is that a seam from the mold line? I'll have to take a look under a really good bright light. He should have had a flute, most likely, in his hands. I'm amazed that their fingers are all there. Look at all that. I'm really surprised their fingers are all there. And this is big, but there's no hole for it to be a lamp with a, you know, usually for lamps, the piece is coming through the porcelain. But there's no hole for that. The bottom petals of the flowers there, the bottom ones are off. Cobwebs are free. Same thing there. A couple of bottom petals are off. But otherwise, they look in really good shape. Guess what? Put that in a live sale. I do for some things that are leaving right away. There is literally like, I am wedged in here. There is very little space. So, get this way. So, some of the stuff that's more breakable, I would like to just leave on the desk, but we have to find the desk. There's the first challenge. We have to find the desk. And I wasn't kidding when I said it's a hot mess of wires down here. I get everything right at my knees. I have it stretched over as much as I could. So let's see what we can figure out what all these books are. Because now this is a basket of just, I don't know what. Okay, I know what that is. That's, isn't she cute? But her back came off. She's a pin that one of my nieces gave me. And her back fell off. All right, so we have, what's hiding in there? Oh. I think I'll be taking these to Trisha's sale. They are some interesting colors. Look at the colors on this. Kind of nice and dark and creepy for Halloween. Made in Japan, still have their corks. Nice little salt and pepper shaker set. So we're gonna, uh-oh, why are you not flat? You came out of there. You need to go back in there flat. Nobody's allowed to fall over. All right, here. Why are you being difficult? Oh, geez. There's glass back there. Okay, so we're not shoving that back. There we go. Whatever this is to some toy. With no maker's name, no idea what toy, we're going to get rid of that. That is a beat up old candle. So where were we? So let's see what's hiding in here, because I honestly don't know. Extra house keys to these, to at least 2 different front door locks. Oh, this tiny little thing. Picture of a raccoon, and it says cookies on top. For the kids' court of honor for an Eagle Scout, the parents usually make all the decor, and the parents deal with somehow getting together all the food. And this was on part of these little displays, and I asked if I could have one because I was on the trip where the raccoon stole a kid's tin of cookies. And that tin was scratched up like you wouldn't believe. It was dented because the raccoon tried to bite into it. It had rolled that tin a good 12 feet away from the tent, and the kid never woke up knowing that they stole it. They also stole a hoagie. They stole a hoagie right out of the kid's backpack because he didn't finish eating it all on the bus up there, and he forgot. That was Camp Freedom out by Pittsburgh, PA. Hey, I've had this for ages. Isn't that pretty? If it'll focus. Come on, you usually focus. Now, it just has a little C-clasp. Just a little hook there. And the outer piece looks like it might be brass. on the back. But that's a neat little piece of porcelain inside. So we can't lose her because I'm gonna have to look her up and see about putting that in a live sale. See, here's where some of the sewing stuff comes in too. This is all buckles. I must have been sorting them out. Hey, these have a mark on them. I'll have to look it up. There's a pair of these very deco kind of shoe buckles, but I think it says sterling on the back. That would be cool. We'll look that up before the next one, so we know we're going to hang on to that. I can't sell just this one yet. I know there's more. Might as well sell the reflectors as a bunch. It's a porcelain pin, but get this. Got an artist name on the back. Rosenwald or Wald? Dunno. So we're going to keep that with that pin because they're going to go to the next live sale. Oh, hello. Well, I don't know what that is. That looks like pieces of something, but that's another key. A dragonfly whose wings have fallen off. Well, I ain't gonna do nothing with him, but I can do something with the wings. So this whole thing, turns out, it's jewelry. Oh, man. More jewelry. Oh, check out the color on this one. If I can get it untangled. There we go. There's a statement piece for you. Wow. That looks cool. There's another one. This is really long too, but you can set that chain any length you want. This one's kind of cold to the touch, so this might be some kind of, it doesn't seem heavy enough to be glass. I don't know. Check. Silver plated crystal, it says hope. All coming to a live sale near you. I think that's wood and then metal. Well, this is different. I like this. This is small. This is probably a choker. And it looks tarnished, so I'm betting it's silver wire from India. And, oh, there's the back of the pin for the fairy. Good thing I didn't stab myself with that. Oh, they're seeds. It's made with wood and seeds. That's different. And then this one, which is a really, really long, I've sold plastic ones like that before, but this one has a pattern to it. But there's some surprises. There's a little one off of something, but it doesn't match anything in here. And there is... Are you Harry Potter? What are you? I can't read it. What's the back say? It just, okay. I don't know what it's to, but it just says Harry Potter. So there's some kind of little charm in there. All right, so we know they're all going to end up at a live sale. So we're going to take that and these two pins, because I know they're going. Well, hell's bells. We got to do something here. How many of you that sew recognize these? Always would have lace trim. Look, it's still got the original label on it. Whatever it was clearance. My mother probably bought the whole roll. They're very handy to have around if you end up needing to buy a huge amount of a trim, because you can roll them on there, and it's easier because it keeps the trim flat, it keeps it compacted, and it keeps it from getting tangled. So if you have any flat lace or flat trims, by all means, see if they'll let you get a couple of these from your local fabric place of choice and use them. All right. Now we got room for the wee little basket. Can you guys hear that fan going? Is that making too much noise for you guys? Well, this broke in half at some point. Where there is love, there is life. It feels like concrete. I think that needs to go out into the garden where it was probably meant to go in the first place. So we're going to sit that right there. And I put that out in the garden tomorrow morning in the daylight. Well, it's the remote for the DVD player, which is under the old 1950s TV table. So we're going to not have that disappear on us. We're going to carefully slide that in there. Oh! It's a Harry Potter wand. I don't know whose wand has spider webs on it, but it's a wand. And I'm seeing old tins. I'm seeing old tins. You are empty, right? You are empty. You are going in the trash. We're going to lay one finger missing Dan there. That's an old thing. Oh, wow, that's pretty. These are older. I got these ages ago. So there's this thing on the internet called postcrossing.com. And you can just sign up and get an address. It'll give you an address to send a postcard to somebody else who's registered on it. And they are registered all over the world. But in return, for every one you send, you also get one back. Somebody gets your name. And this one, beautiful artwork. Just beautiful. This one came from Russia, from Tatarstan. And then they put a "Don't Blink" on the back, which is a Doctor Who reference. This one is a World Internet of Things exposition from China. Neat stamps. So I have some of these, and they may end up going into an ephemera lot because there's some great stamp art on the backs of some of these. Oh, hello, Yvonne. What is this? Oh, cool. I need these. Look, forever postage stamps. I need them. I still have a few bills that I pay by mail. Not a lot, but a few. Empty envelope, trash. I found a couple of old, where did I put that thing with the kids? Blue card pieces. I found a couple of old, brain cramp. Well, I found a couple of old something. I don't remember what. Okay. Oh, kitties! I found kitties! Look at them! Oh, they're felt stickers. Oh, they are so cute, from Kauai, USA. stick them with the stamps. And this is, I know what that is. That's also something that needs to be in a file in the file cabinet upstairs. All right. Old Coleman's mustard tin. An old thing of antiseptic first aid powder. Still some in that one. So we've got 2 tins. I see a Lego leaflet. Okay, so for those of you that also resell stuff that's not vintage, if you come across the Lego booklets, put them on eBay. I don't know, Lord knows where all the thing is, but people will snatch up the booklets. They also snatch old Disney catalogs and old Lego catalogs. Lego catalogs can go pretty high. Does kind of depend on what's in them, but boy, they can jump high for you. All right, so we also have, please be empty. Oh God, you're not. You will be. White milk glass, Dr. Scholl's foot balm, the original paper label. It's mostly empty. There's a little bit dried up on the side. I'm going to wash that. Does it have a date? 1971. So for those who are redoing a bathroom with vintage stuff, we've got a couple of pins there. You still mix, so there's an iridescent nail polish. I'm after a nun. That's what I really want to see. What on earth? The nun is Natco. She has scissors in her hand and a sewing box at her feet. She's Natco. 1962. Wow. And she's got gloves. She's holding a pair of gloves. Oh, Julie, yeah. And if you actually can piece together the set for what the booklet goes with and have that, all the pieces and the book, that does even better. Now, I know we have a few unopened sets of Lego because, you know, I bought them, but they're all like the small sets, and Mike was not interested anymore. So, okay, I see 2 more nail polishes. This is not where you belong. Okay, we're going to stand her up. We got this whole little corner so far. Oh, I'll have to research these. There's a mark on the back. These might be the silver from Mexico. Is it Taxco or Texco? They have bits of abalone shell. I love that it has the little teeny tiny antenna. I will have to research those. They must be worth something because they're separate from everything else and they're kept in here to be safe. So they're going to get researched. And who else? Oh, you left in. I called it. It's a left-in. There is such a thing as the left-in look. When you see enough left-in, you get used to it. And my family tree, apparently both my grandmothers really liked left-in, and my Aunt June. So it's a gold thing. It just says left in China, hand painted, but it does have the foil sticker that says made in Japan. Don't see any cracks. I'll check that wear on the purple. It really does look like it's hand painted because you can, it's pretty thick on that apple and you can actually see the brush strokes. So we know we've got that. And we've got those are the owls. We don't want to lose the good phone. Oh, look. Now I think that's for Mike's 8th grade graduation. I usually have a picture of him around somewhere when I'm working at a spot. Okay, so we have these. Let's balance that. Oh, check that out. I mean, this is just a cardboard fan, but boy, what a beauty. Now when we get hot, humid days, I can fan myself in some style here. I don't have any more Southern Lady lace fans. All right, what do we got? A puppy. We have a puppy. Do we have a... Oh, that means something. I don't remember what. I'll have to look it up. Japan, and it's a 3-leaf clover. I don't remember the name, but I know that's a company I can find. Look at that cute little face and the green bow. He's adorable. He's so cute. A can of Lysol spray from the 70s. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Miss Pamela, that's all right. You can catch me on next Wednesday on Trisha's show, on Trisha's Sandy and Otto, because I'm going to be doing a live sale with her at 4 o'clock. I think she means 4 o'clock Eastern time because otherwise it'll be really late. Oh, what are you? You're heavy. You also have a Goodwill sticker on you. I must have bought, oh, I'm sure I bought you. Look at you. Look at the size of that. It is a really nice looking, slightly amber paperweight with some dead white guy inside. Now, look, you know I'm not wrong. That's got to be some famous guy, and it's probably some dead white guy. It has number 2 on the bottom and says something. Oh, I cannot read that. I should have brought my loop. Look, the bottom's even cut. The bottom's got a pattern cut into it. So that's probably something. It doesn't look like it says. It'd been nice if they'd have put the name across the bottom of the beard, but I don't think they did. So now we got another thing. I'll have to look it up. Just have this random bag. I'll work my way. Oh! Hold on to your butts, ladies and gentlemen. To borrow a line from Jurassic Park. Is it? Is it? Oh, please. Please say girly. I don't think it. A tavern candle. Never heard of them. It's a Christmas tree. Has a little issue right there. It is the Christmas tree. It is another Christmas tree. Now, y'all, I am not selling these right away. With the heat we are having across the country, trying to ship these, I'd be afraid they were going to melt. Girly, we got it. Bingo. Oh, you poor thing. You had gotten dusty somewhere. But it's got the girly name. We got a little choir boy, girl, whichever. Oh, that's the boy. Because here is the girl. Now, I know that's a girl from Girly. I know the face. But I don't ever remember seeing them with purple. Has anybody else ever seen a Girly candle that's the choir kids with purple on the bottom? She doesn't have her piece. She's missing her piece. Her piece is not in there. Throw that away. I've never seen one with purple on it before. That is very, very cool. In my tissue box. I don't want the colors to, you know what I'm going to do? I just sealed the bag. So, scrubbing bubble. I don't know if scrubbing bubbles is still sold or not. I just know I still have some up in one bathroom to use. I don't want the color. One of the problems with these little old candles is that the color is on top of it. It's like cold painting for old porcelain figurines. You know, they bang against each other. It's very easy to have it flake or chip. I don't know what I did to my hand, but there's a bruise under the skin there. I moved the wrong way. I hurt myself. Honestly, I'm telling you, I'm a hot mess tonight. The shot is wearing off, and I have to wait till Tuesday to get another shot in my spine. So I am definitely a hot mess. Therapy's been working my legs so much, and they keep doing the right leg as well, that they're starting to blow out my right knee. So that goes, I'm kind of really stuck. All right, I'm going to stand that with the puppy and put them towards the back because they're not going anywhere right away. Somebody just shifted and moved. Oh, well, hello, Dapper Dan there. Looks like his dapper little self on the tie has lost a little piece over here. But isn't he a dapper old fellow? He just says 3018 on the bottom. No maker's mark. Now the flower here is okay. There's a tiny little chip there. But he's got a little chip here. He's missing the end pieces of that tie. Wonder if I have watercolor that would make them less obvious. He needs a bath too. He's dusty. Interesting piece. I'm loving that hat. I want that hat. All right, so we've got him. Let's get this out of the way, which surely looks like it's possibly more jewelry. Okay, we're not going to worry about old Matchbox cars right now. Or even plasticky, crappy Matchbox cars. Move him over. I want to keep this going here. I knew I had these somewhere. I think this is jewelry of mine. It should be upstairs. Oh yeah, this is stuff of mine because that's malachite. So I knew. I've been wondering where this went. That's my necklace that I got when I was 13 when my sister got married for being a bridesmaid. So in one of the videos about a box of beads, these all have little dragons on them. But look at the hand-carved bead of the Buddha. I knew I had this somewhere. I love that necklace. I used to wear this stuff more often when I had the art museum job. Sodor Mail. You belong to Thomas the Tank Engine, which is one of the few game sets my kid wanted to keep. Elven Monopoly. That game is in his bedroom. All right. This may be disappearing. I think this goes to my mixer. Delaware Art Museum. Got a great gift shop. Oh, yeah. Because there is my freshwater pearls bracelet. So, yeah, this is stuff that should be upstairs, but is not. Is there anything that doesn't have to go upstairs? Oh, you should have my blue earrings in it. Now this is just a cool box. It says Cartier inside, but it's just such a cool little box. Let's see. I see a Celtic cross and black pearls and oh, I know why that's in there. It's because I have to restring that. Pair of pearl earrings. Now, what do you go to? Yeah, you definitely should be upstairs. So, but this is good because what I can do is I can take this stuff upstairs with me when I go upstairs tonight. And we'll put them back there where I can get them. I've been missing the chat because the camera's this way, but the chat's this way. And I usually have them. Aging beginner. I have 2 sales next week. Next week, I will be on Sandy and Otto's channel, which actually, what did I do with my mouse? Crap. I lost the mouse? Oh, that's not good. Oh, duh. It's in front of me. Let me see. Find it. Okay, so here is the link. I will be on her sale on September 1st. There we go. There we go. Enter. But that's next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I'll be on her sale at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on her channel. And then the next night will be my live sale on my channel at the usual time, at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I don't know yet if I'm going to have a guest that night or not. I haven't set anything up with anybody yet. And then I will be on Trisha's again the following week, but on her Saturday night sale, which is September. So I'll be on her channel September 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll be with Trisha on a live sale again on her channel September 11th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the 11th is a Saturday. There we go. It's funny. It's like we're all kind of looking for other people because we all want to help each other out during this as we go into that 4th quarter. Okay, I'm going to ask anybody, How many of you know what this is? Now, it says Philadelphia, and then it says Gimbel Brothers. I don't know how many of you remember Gimbel's department store, because I think that might have been a local thing. Yeah, Melanie, because you were one of the first ones on the list that we talked about getting on, and I wanted to email you about that. See if you'd come on next week. But this is when they used to wrap packages with string. You see these hooks on the end? So you would tie the package up with string, and then you would hook the string over these two ends so that you had a handle to carry the package, especially if it were like a bigger box that was tied up with string. Isn't that cool? Now, that being that it's Gimbel's and that being such a local, I'm pretty sure Gimbel's was primarily the Philadelphia area. So that's probably going to go on eBay, but I'm going to add it to this because I'll have to. And I have to be super careful with it because this is all paper. It looks like what's underneath is a piece of wood that's hollow, but this label is all just very, very old paper that's under there. I don't want to lose my sponge. This is for painting. You get a nice stippled look when you use a natural sponge. Learn that and doing lots of theater sets. We do that kind of stuff a lot. A lot. All right. Got this little thing. Now, I've looked this up. It says Reed and Barton. Was Reed and Barton a fancy department store? Because then it says Paul Revere and a word underneath it that I can't quite read. So I had to check the hallmarks to see if it's silver plated or silver, because it doesn't actually say either way. So that'll have to get looked up. I'm going to stick that. I only see one of these, but this is isn't this for a gimlet? A gimlet or a martini? But yellow and blue, is that not the Black Watch? For those who might know their Scottish tartans. Isn't the yellow, the blue, and the green the Black Watch? That is a really, really cool. Or wait a minute, who's the other one that's yellow, blue, and green? Gordon. It might be Gordon. So, funny thing about Scotland, one of my nieces did what is it, 123andMe, did the DNA thing, and she couldn't figure out why it came back saying we were more Scottish than German. And I just laughed because it's got us as 28% Scottish. Well, there's a big picture in the hallway of Alice Logue Trout. Now, I could find records in Philadelphia Historical Society of her father traveling back and forth from Philadelphia to Ireland. And then when he comes back with Mary Logue as his wife, he can't get her into the U.S. because by then they were going, no more Irish. But I can't find her parents. I can't find Mary Logue. I can't find Robert Logue. I can't find anything about them in Ireland, and can't even find a Logue name, but I sure can in Scotland. So it's very possible they were Scotch-Irish. This is a football. Do they still make these? I know you could still get replacement needles. I don't think this is going to pump anything up because I think the rubber inside is shot. Would make a great Halloween thing, like a giant hypodermic needle, wouldn't it? But anyway, the family tree she's in Scotland. Okay. I have no idea. Why do I have a metal pulley clipped to a heavy-duty brass? I have no idea. I got nothing. I have no idea. I have no idea why I have that. Oh, I know I have these. You're not where you should be. I know what they go to. They need to get put with the right thing. But they had more. They had 28% Scottish, 27% German, which all of our family tree just all over the place tracks back to Germany. Most of it up around the mountains that they share with Switzerland. I have to take these upstairs. These were from when I worked at the Delaware Art Museum. There is a wonderful young lady named Andrea, and she'll have to forgive me if she's watching because I don't remember her last name. And she would draw me these Doctor Who birthday cards. She also did the stage set for me for Pirates of Penzance and did a really wonderful job. And I actually got to keep the moon that she made. Books to look up. "50 Shades of Earl Grey." I'm betting money it's about the tea. But anyway, she I don't think she has a chance to do much art now, which is a shame because she's really talented. Let's see. Dominoes. Oh. These dominoes could be a problem. Does anybody know how to tell ivory from bone? I've forgotten. Because they both have little tiny striation lines. If these are ivory, this is a problem. If they're bone, it's not a problem. Wholesome Products. I don't see a date, but that's one thing that is a problem for resellers, is that when you come across something and it is ivory, is that even if you know it's a vintage piece, you may not be able to sell it. You're kind of stuck with it. Now, I have some Japanese pieces and hand-carved pieces from my great-great-grandmother. So, you know, they're definitely antique, but what do you do with it? Oh, polyweb. Basically, you can glue your clothes together. I might do that on a pair of shorts. Oh, I have a bunch of these. So this was put out in 1973, and the back says, "Produced as a gift to our maternity patients by the Department of Public Affairs, Wilmington Medical Center, Wilmington, Delaware." It's only a few pages, and it has 2 pages of names for, one page names for girls and the other is names for boys. But it tells you whether it's Arabic from Northern Africa, Swahili from Eastern Africa, whether it's from Malawi or Tanzania. But the rest is all the importance of names and poems about names and the importance of a birthright and how your name is part of your birthright. I have a stack of these. So if anybody would like one, shoot me an email. Because they are probably going, I keep intending to get them on eBay, but I haven't yet. They're sitting in a box waiting. Bone is more porous. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Gimbals is on the Miracle on 34th Street. I'd forgotten that. I haven't seen that in so very long. Now, I made sure I did the same thing here as I did with doing stuff in the Black Hole Challenge room, is that I've got a dust cloth because you're going through and some sections are a little more dustier than others. So I just want to make sure It's not too bad. Oh, what are you? Oh, what? Okay, I know what you are. Xbox 360 games. I probably do not have all the boxes, though, because my son keeps throwing out the boxes because you have this. Well, I can't resell this. Mind you, I'm not getting rid of all the 360 games anyway, because that machine's mine. Okay, no card. Postcards. Where's the stuff that's got to go back to the other desk? We'll put that there. Stories of George Washington, American presidents. Another postcard. I met Andrew Wyeth. I met him a couple of times. That's one of my favorite paintings is his. It's hard to reproduce, though, and it like whited out a lot, but the details you can see when you see it up close, and it's not a very big picture either, but it's cool. Frank Lloyd's Falling Water, New Hampshire Publishing Company catalog. Okay. All right, reseller peeps. Here's a card for you. It says Flea Market of the Gods. And they're all like looking at the planets to see what one they're going to buy. That's definitely kind of us, isn't it? In its own unique way. Oh, this is Delaware Art Museum paperwork I no longer need. That's a nice little stencil. That should go into there. Textile Museum. Is this the one in Kentucky? No, this is the one in DC. I've heard there's a textile museum somewhere in Kentucky, and then this has the address for the one in DC. Somewhere packed away, and I fear it might be in the attic, where the heat is going to damage it further. My mother was given a 1700s silk frock coat. We're talking like 1740 to 1760. This thing was stunning. This thing was French. Hence, because the label was still inside with enough that you could read it. It was dry rotting even then. When she gave Stern's Costume Shop the quote of what it would take to reproduce that jacket, he told her, never mind, and you can keep the jacket. This thing, whenever I find it, you're going to get a whole video on it. It's stunning. It has so much silk embroidery all over it, and pleated silk, and just amazing piece. Labor's Heritage magazine. I know this came from, the graphics in these are awesome for the home front. There's a couple of these floating around. If anybody's interested, shoot me an email, because I know I have more floating around. They came from the book collection. Yes, that was Fantastic Beast that is trying to find a home where it's safe. Well, we might as well take that upstairs to where the DVD player is. Okay. But anyway, that coat, I would love to donate to a textile museum if they want it. Like, it depends, really. It may be too far gone. Check this out. New old stock. Still sealed. It is MayorCore decals for every room in your home. Look, you can even mess up Dad's lunchbox with big butterflies. Aren't they cool? And still in the original package. There's a quilt museum in Paducah. Yeah, there's a quilt museum in state of Delaware, too. College Debt Circus, you have seen this room before, but you've seen that end of it all the way back there. I'm at the other end of Warehouse 13. All right, we know this is going to have to go. Stand up and be nice. That's definitely. Oh, okay. Let's do a good deed here. I don't know how old this is, but so for anybody who comes across Saturday Evening Post, the Delaware Art Museum Library is still looking for August 7th, 1926 and August 10th, 1929, which means the covers are probably some artist that they have it in their collection. So that would be a help to them. I used to also have a list of illustrators that books that they were still looking for that were Howard Pyle students. Oh, what are you? And if I find that list, because I see so many people offering books up, and they never mention the name of the artist. And a lot of these old books, especially from the turn of the century, on up to all through the 1950s, they often are worth more because of who did the illustrations. Even if that means there's just one illustration in the very front of the book, but it's still that person's illustration. And there are some books that have very fancy covers, and sometimes the cover will have hiding in the design a little set of initials, and there are people that collect those too, but they're even harder to identify. So these have the consistency of the cotton for handkerchiefs, but they're little hand towels. Aren't they so cute? You have Mr. and Mrs. Ooh. Yeah, to reproduce a man's waistcoat from like 200 years ago, it would be really, really expensive. Because everything, a good one, some of the fancier ones, like this one that my mom had been asked to copy, were really, really ornately done, and just the time-consuming part too. Just the time alone would just be crazy. Oh, look, it's the only purse I own, but I love the button. Financial failure, successful human being. Any money? Doubt it. Nope. I rarely, and this is because I could put this across over one shoulder and down, and it's all crocheted, really tight crocheted thread with a lining inside. I've never been a big one for a purse. Too many years in retail. Pair of beat up old headphones. There are headphones all over this house. We can get rid of that. Oh, it's another one. It's another reflector. Put it with that one. What's in this one? That's to be with the doctor's paperwork. Who remembers having these? How many of you were in marching band? If you were ever in marching band, you had these. And this one says Henry Krause. Schuyler Avenue School. I guess this is from when they still lived in upstate PA. Up around Wilkes-Barre and Bloomsburg. Because there's not a school named for around us. Lord of the Rings adventure card from Chrysler. So it was some kind of, okay, I have no idea. It was some kind of something, an ad for advertisement to get you to enter to win a Chrysler car. This is Baden-Powell's last messages to his Boy Scouts, so that needs to go up here. If you wonder what I'm tucking things in up there, I have a 1920s, 30s toast holder, but it works great for holding paperwork. I have this. I'm not getting rid of this yet. This is not going to be for sale yet. And this is exactly why people buy these things. Why this is not for sale yet is for the very fact that it will help me identify toys made by Britons. And I know there's some in boxes. Now, there's a lot of animal figurines in this one. But I need it for knowing some of these guys. The soldiers, the cowboys, the Turks. There are some of these around in a box. Britain's is mostly known for a lot of their little metal soldier figures. And I know there are some here. Some of their ones that they were under, it's technically Britain's, but it's a company called Herald. Except that a lot of the Herald ones are plastic. And I've sold some of these guys. And I had, and I don't see it in here, I had the Charioteer. And the Charioteer went for $200. So even when you find little plastic toys, don't discount them if they're that hard styrene plastic. Oh, for the what instrument? First B flat clarinet, which I still have Dad's clarinet too. It's an old wooden clarinet, and at one point my mom had it restored, so it had all new corks and pads put on it. Though at all this point now, it probably needs it again to have, if not new corks, certainly new pads. I think we still have it upstairs. Old time tricks. Ooh. How'd you like to have to clean all those windows? And oh, when you get some of the big play sets for Lego, sometimes you get posters. Except I think this one's kind of beat. It's got scratches all over it. But it's got that, and then on the back it shows you at the time all the different Harry Potter ones that were available at that time. And being that that's Harry Potter, that baby's gonna probably go onto eBay. Let's see, we're finally getting to where there's more space. Oh. Okay. How come they have one that's off kilter? You see it? Let me lay it this way. It's like there's one missing. I can't read what it says on there. Well, have to get to Jeweler's Loop for that. Well, here we go. I knew it'd be just a matter of time before those sneezes happen. Oh, yeah, Lavish Mango. That gold embroidery, the old stuff, actually has gold on the thread, and it is extremely heavy. When I had the chance to go to England in 1988 and go see the D'Oyly Carte Opera Company start up and do two of the Gilbert and Sullivans. They did Iolanthe and they did Yeoman of the Guard. They had the original Lord Chancellor robe. Now, the Lord Chancellor is the highest judge in the land. The Lord Chancellor of England is basically a one-person Supreme Court. Okay, he's the top level you can ever get to. And the robe for the Lord Chancellor has incredible amounts of gold bands on the robe sleeves. And they had the original costume from Doily Cart from back in they said they tracked that outfit had been tracked back, was the original outfit from like 1900 1906, and it had real gold on those threads, and it just was amazingly heavy, like crazy heavy. I don't think I need that. And he showed it to me that it's just because it actually was real gold that they put on there. And I could barely, he took it off and he laid it over my arms and I could barely hold it up. It was a mess to be that heavy. And he had to dance around the stage and jump around, and I don't know how that young man managed that. I think that's pair of earrings. And picker. Oh, this is cool. I didn't have the heart to toss this because it's just such a unique, it's a very unique hanger. So it's this tiny little like doll clothes size hanger, but there are all these metal, they're on there. It's made to have these on there. So there's all these little metal pinch clips. Very unique. I don't know what this would ever have been for. I've never seen another thing like it. I know I've been all over it before. I know there's no maker's mark of any kind. If you have any kind of ideas of what on earth that would be for, stick in the chat, let me know. So, I knew this had to be here somewhere. Yeah. Now, does have the original corks, but they just say Mex on the sides. So, but that is neat. That's a neat little set. Salt and pepper shaker. Now, let's see. Because I know there should be something else. Oh. So at some point, handle broke. Pieces are inside. Same pattern, though. I've had a couple of mugs that when I've had the handle break, then I just use them for plants, and I'll put a plant in there and then have that facing me so that I can enjoy the design. So if there's one, there's bound to be another. Let's see. All right, so we know those are going upstairs. We might as well put them with the jewelry. Her parts are all there, so let's put Fairy there into that. Put these here. So how many of you have a spot like this in your house where it's just become a catch-all hot mess for everything? I know I have more than most. I get that. And I ignored it for a long time. I didn't push too hard, and I, was working on other stuff. Didn't really try to organize anything. I think because I really didn't want to get down to my mother's stuff. I just didn't want to deal with it. Because, Okay. More books. More notes on books. Wow. I am never going to need another notepad again for a long time. I am on a quest to find out just how much Tanala is back here. Ooh, velvety softy, wired ribbon. Cool. There's 2 spools of that, or 2 spools worth. All right, so we have the other mug. Now remember, the other one, the handle's broken. The other mug. We have, well, this one even has a paper label. We have the little trinket dish. And, oh, I take that back. I don't think that's a trinket dish because that's a pitcher. And they all have that blue flower. I think that's a sugar bowl. Oh my. But wait, there's one more. So there's this. That just looks really cool, but it's indented a little. And you've got the little handle, and then it's got a little spout. And this one says Mexico on the bottom. So it's quite a little set. So you have this creamer, the sugar bowl, and 2 mugs. Wow. Well, they're definitely going to have to. Now, here's the question. You tell me what you guys think. Should that stay together as a set, in spite of the fact that there's a broken handle on the cup? Or should I part it out and sell the big pitcher separately, the sugar and creamer separately, but then that leaves just one good cup? Oh, you're right. You're right. I forgot. And the salt and pepper shakers. I'm going to sit them inside the cups. Keep that all together in one place. It's a bummer the handle's broken. But, you know, that's what happens when things are overwhelmed, too, is stuff ends up falling over, or you knock it over yourself. More notepads and post-it notes and all kinds of goodies. Okay, get yourselves in there where you can all be stacked up safely. Child's Garden of Hers, a very dusty one. So when you have books and you see all that kind of little spotting, that's called foxing. It's when moisture has caused issues with the paper. Edition from 1934 with the original copyright of 1914. Does not say who the illustrator is. But the initials look like AMH for this first one. That's a cute little picture. Doesn't look like there's any color pictures. They're all black and white reproductions. Look at that face. Isn't she so cute? Yeah, I mean, since it's all the same pattern, it might be better to just do that thing as a whole big lot because it is a set. First aid kit, that should be with the Scout stuff. I'll have to look this up. Science fiction Piers Anthony book. Early science fiction was never released in hardback. They always just assumed it wasn't going to get, go anywhere in the early days. So really early science fiction paperbacks can be worth money. Even ones like this, if it's from the 70s and 80s and a big name, because some of these paperbacks, this says first printing, October 1983. However, I'm going to show you something. You see this number line? That number line means this is not a first edition. This number line means that this is a 5th printing. So once you know that, you know what you're looking for. But even that might be worth something. It doesn't say who did the artwork on the cover, but that can matter as well. So I'll look that one up. Some of these are books I had wanted to read. Princess Nevermore. I can't tell what this one is. Oh, the foxing. Sometimes they can. What on earth did I just... Fundamentals of semi-micro qualitative analysis. Does somebody want to translate that for me? I kid you not. What the devil does that mean? What does that mean? Carl J. Engelder, PhD, professor of analytical chemistry, University of Pittsburgh. I don't even know what semi-micro qualitative analysis means. Oh, wow, you are so full of science way above me. I never had chemistry in school, but I know what it looks like. That's all chemistry. That's a lot of chemistry. I think I know what Boy Scout that's going to. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that term, pulp fiction, right? Remember everything you read. Look, I got so far into that. What, 12, 20 pages at best? Ah. Bob Hope, right? If this is the one I think it is, yes, it is. Bob Hope. Signed. He signed all these pieces of paper and then they glued them into the cover. This was part of the inherited collection. That's why we had to open up and check every single book because so many of them were signed. So I'm going to have to take a look at that. You've had Japanese block prints. Oh, I love Japanese block prints. Really, really love Japanese stuff. I don't want to lose that phone. That's the good phone. I have a Japanese painting on silk that I need to see about getting restored at some point because there's foxing on the silk. With these little mold marks, and I really don't want to lose that. So what do we got? We have a Victoria, Birds and Blooms, Paula Deen's Holiday. Y'all, there's going to be a lot of butter in that. That woman. Oh, look, another one. Paula Deen. It's a wonder this magazine is not dripping butter. She got butter in every recipe I've ever seen. Oh, and a Martha Stewart. Do they still even make this magazine? Telling you, though, if I find one more signed Martha Stewart book, I'm going to gag on it. All right, Mouse, you can't run away, and I don't want to lose these. So I found these. One has Pretty Little White Horse on it, but the other one's funnier. Take a look at the picture. White Horse Studio is... she has an Etsy store. She has a website of her own. But White Horse Studio is Deb Mackey. and she's a friend of mine, and she did for a long time, and she still does them on commission. She does character figures in a 1 to 12 scale, and she's done some fabulous figures. But she's also doing tooled leatherwork now and has some stunning stuff. But she's right outside of Elkton, Maryland. Okay, so we know the Bob Hope one's going to go. Ow. The Children's Garden-averse. And these are more notepads. All right, so that's not bad. That's the desk. We've gotten through the desk. Awesome. I don't know. I know I flooded the market before she went to prison. Interesting how she went to prison, but the guy who actually told the stockbroker about the stock thing, he and his wife got house arrest and probation. She didn't even know about it, and they went for her because heaven forbid you have a powerful woman. Mind you, I know somebody that worked for her once. He hated it. She apparently has a rep for liking to scream at her employees, which I find completely unprofessional. But I had so many signed editions of her books that I had to stop selling them for a while because I was flooding the market. And the market was never super strong to begin with. But then after that happened, it kind of tanked. So I don't know if anybody's still looking after her stuff or not. We'll find out. All right, I need to get these out of here. So when we were at the Goodwill bins, my son and I snagged two really long. One is just long and the other is super long. Curtain rods. Because the window at the other end of the living room is the widest window in the house. And I can never find a curtain rod big enough. And then one of those is super long, and I think it'll fit across the bank of 3 little windows that's in the dining room. So I could put a lace valance up. I don't know what I did. The back of my hand, it made this funny little snap noise, and now it hurts like heck. So I suspect there's a problem with a bone in there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the beef industry went after Oprah, but they lost. It just seems like if it's somebody that they consider a celebrity, they try to make an example out of them, especially if it's a woman with money. And then if it's just a politician, yeah, you're right. It does kind of quietly go away with a lesser sentence. I'll have to take a look through this. This is like brand new condition, but it's not, so it's not as bad as you think it is. The Dangerous Book for Boys is just a lot of different things. Like it's got star chart in it. It has understanding basic grammar, how to actually put an axle and wheels onto something, naval flag codes. It just has all these old school kind of things, a basic on fossils. It basically gives a brief history of a lot of different things so that kids could learn. I mean, there's first aid stuff that you really could use, but then there's things about games. There's things about sampling Shakespeare. It's just a neat little book with just a little hint of basic knowledge in a lot of areas. I think I had gotten it for Mike, and then he read it once and then looked at it and said, I learned that there was more stuff to do in some of the Scout handbooks. College study skills. I think this is leaving. This is definitely, I got nowhere to put it. Well, you know what? Put it on the floor out there. That's going. Send that right out the door. Oh. Okay, I have to put this on eBay for a friend of mine. So I have Jackie's Treasures, but that's not the big deal here. In the chat with George the Antique Nomad's little live sale earlier, there was a thing about whether auction catalogs can be worth any money. This is the Sotheby's catalog of the auction for the estate of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. And I haven't looked it up in a long while, but I do know that sometimes auction catalogs can really be worth something. And considering that this is the one from her, then they had everything. They even had, like, this is session 3. They had to break it up in lots, and they did one massive catalog for everything. There was jewelry, furniture, family photos, little tchotchkes, artwork. I mean, there was everything you could imagine in there. So I do need to look that one up and probably put that onto eBay, because that's really not something that really fits in with the reseller live sale. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing, so drink deeply from the cup thereof. So, Melinda, that's the full quote. How often do you hear only half of it? Honestly, I should have been a literature major. Okay, what's under? Oh, there's more books. I was trying to see what was under me. I'm not going to bend for too much. Christmas plays and programs. And the Delaware. The river or the... Oh, the river. Okay, there's a series of books called The Rivers of America. I thought I sold all of them, but I obviously still have one. And they are sought after. They have an okay resale value, so that if you see them, you know, and can pick them up for under $2 or $3, by all means do it. You can flip them pretty well. I don't know about this. I'll have to look this up. Royalty-free plays, playlets, poems, choral readings, songs, and games for young people. Wow. What year are you? Is this what every school teacher in America was yanking from? Reprinted in 1974. The original copyright is 1960. Huh. That cover, I would have thought it was older than 74. That'll be going. Can't bend too far. Oh, wow. I'll be keeping that one. But check this out. Antiques Magazine with robots. I could see why I kept this one. This is from January 2006. There were a lot of magazines that were kept from the estate of Nancy Banas. I can't bend, darn it. Well, I can't go any further on that box simply because I can't bend that far. The shot in my spine is wearing off, and I can't go back until Tuesday. So I can't bend to floor level. Oh, you're... That may be where they got the idea of a dangerous book for boys. Because most people don't repeat the whole quote. They only know the first half about a little knowledge being a dangerous thing. And you hear that so often, they just don't know the rest of it. So What can we get me into now? I feel like we haven't gone through much, but then I look at this and realize we actually went through a lot of tiny little stuff here. And there's oh so much more. I want to show you this. I got to be careful. This thing is so fragile. This is beat up, but it is, you see that? Edison Mazda Quality Service, Edison Lamp Works of General Electric Company. And you see the size of the bulb? I don't have any of the bulbs, but the box itself, I had already dated, and the box is from about 1910. The box has got a lot of soot. I've got to still clean it. When I find a box big enough to safely hold it to ship it, it's going to go on eBay, because there are a few people that actually have the old light bulbs, but I'm the only one I found that has the box. So that will be something different for me to mess with. And that's an empty box for shipping. Let's put that where that can end up out of here and up the stairs. I see. Oh, there's too many wires. Can't get to that. Honestly, there's fabric everywhere. Wow. This is lining taffeta. Well, it's polyester, but yeah, this is thin lining material. Wow. There honestly is fabric everywhere in this house. Sunline Basic Navy. Made in Japan, 100% polyester. Yeah, Mom. You stashed it everywhere. Absolutely stashed it everywhere. Oh my. Let's see, because I've been like so focused on what I was doing, I haven't really seen a lot of the chat. You guys have been talking to yourselves. Oh, which Piers Anthony? Melinda wanted to know which Piers Anthony book it was. All right, let me grab it and get it out of there. No keyboard, don't you run away. Like I said, I had to bring everything down here. I had to bring the keyboard. And it's Piers Anthony, Bio of a Space Tyrant, Volume 1, called Refugee. And that was the Piers Anthony book. I like the Xanth novels of Piers Anthony and a few of the others, but I haven't read everything of his. We talked about Martha. Brett, the hardest part about getting this place organized is lack of space, because it's still too much like one of those square sliding puzzles where you got to move this to move this to. Oh, and I took allergy medicine before this. But at least now you can slide the pieces around, because originally you couldn't. You couldn't. And I had stuff stashed like everywhere. I mean, even the basement was full to the ceiling when I started. So it's taken a long time. Because you get through one inheritance and then there'd be another one, and got through that one, and oh hell, here comes another one. And I spent 4 years just doing books. Just books. Well, more than 4 years now. We're up to 2021. So I guess 6 years just selling books for 6 years. Because that's what was in the way because it was, last one in, first one out. Let me get the chat back to where I can see. No, Melinda, they did not give me an epidural. They were steroid shots at trigger points, and that's what's wearing off. And if therapy can't get the pinched nerve to release by the end of September, then we're going to talk about epidural. The problem with epidural is they don't work. I mean, they kind of work, but if you do it wrong and nick a nerve, then the person's in pain permanently. And it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having it. And you eventually end up usually having to have surgery anyway. So I'm really trying. I push myself too hard at therapy. I try. The biggest problem is that the fourth and fifth lumbar of your back are underneath the small of your back. So they're in that little part that's going down to the tailbone. So you're looking at about this much of spine. And the small of your back's here, and this sucker's right here. And it's just far enough below where the hips attach that you can't get that part stretched out easily, which is why we're having so much trouble, because we've only found 2 moves. And one I just found by goofing off. They left me unsupervised. I was goofing off with a roller and found out that if I use the roller and like pull my knees up as far up as I can, that actually stretches that small lower back piece. And so we actually have incorporated that into my therapy. And then there's another one with a ball where I roll forward, but I have to arch my back so that it actually kind of forces that tail part to separate. And it's not easy and it hurts. But I'm trying. I really, really don't want to have to do the epidural route, and I want to do a spinal surgery even less. So I'm trying real hard. But I've got 1 month left. And if surgery doesn't work, then we're going to epidural shots. If they last longer than this does, because I don't remember if it's steroid or cortisone, or I just know that the shot that he gives in the spine is painful. It works, but it's painful. And he said an epidural hurts more. He already almost had to peel me off the ceiling from the shot that I agreed to have so that he would let me go to Boy Scout camp. So, so Melinda, you had an epidural last night? You let me know how long it lasts. I had the last shot I had was the week before summer camp. So it was the last week of July. And now here we are getting to the last week of August. And it's wearing off. So whatever the shots are he's given me, they don't last quite a whole 30 days. So, but I should have just flat out asked for one earlier. But I was trying to see how far I could go, and dang, this hand. I may have to see about getting that x-rayed. But it is what it is. And I just keep trying to go and deal with it and deal with all this, because that electric bill needs to get paid. So. Yes, I have heard about the light bulb at the fire department in California. Yeah. They have an Edison light bulb. Oh, hello. They have an Edison light bulb there that's been plugged in forever. And it's still working and still going strong. There's another one somewhere. Is it in one of his Edison's old labs? Yeah, Melinda, there is no way they're putting that needle into me if they're not going to use an x-ray to guide that sucker. So, but we just do what we can do. I got a house to empty. I got a house to empty. Oh, we're after midnight. That means it's my son's birthday. And I have to go soon because I have to be at another doctor's appointment at 8:30 in the morning, and it takes us half an hour to get there. So it's going to be another, have to get up in the butt crack of dawn. There was a bag I wanted to show you guys to see if there was any interest. And here I am sticking things on top of it. At least what I put on it was lightweight. So, personally, I like this one. And I might keep this one. So I found some very cool, though this one looks like, that looks like old moth damage. So it's got, it looks like a marcasite beading. Which way? This way? I don't think it goes that way. Wait. That way. What do you think? I like that one. I keep that one. Yeah, now see mine. Yeah, mine would be about the same place, Melinda. Well, what hurt on me was whatever it is they stuck in. The other problem, too, is that I can tell when a mosquito bites me. So I feel needles, like really feel needles. Okay, so this is some homemade little princess hat made out of really nice blue taffeta, thick stuff. That is some old crinoline stuff inside of it. Oh, wow. Okay, so this had to be from the costumes that my mom copied. As soon as I figure out how this goes, what is it? I thought at first it was like a bikini top, but there's no way to get into it. Oh, for heaven's sakes, I know what it is. Okay, so y'all remember those old Henry VIII with the big, it's this thing. And it's got this for over the head. How cool is that? Now the silk part is shredded. It needs some restoration work on the beads and the gold braiding, but I can do that. Wow. How old is that sucker? Anybody need a vintage tassel? Probably would have a cord stuck down in there. Looks like this part's coming undone. Good heavens. Never know what we're going to find in this house. And then this. Okay, so this is just a piece of material that's cut off of something else to try to save the old fringe. That is so like my mother. Wow, that is definitely like my mother. Hey, wait, there's something else in the bottom. What is this piece of leather? Well, hello. Come back here. There we go. I accidentally like put something down on a cord. Okay, so it's hand cut piece of leather. I guess. Okay, so it looks like it's a cuff thing, but there's no way this piece is long enough to hook through there. And those aren't snaps, those are studs that go down through it. I mean, it looks really cool. Just no idea. No idea. Honestly. Oh, you like a yarmulke? Yeah, if it were. It has points on the corners, though. The hat. See, it's got all these neat little points that stick down. I will have to carefully take a soft toothbrush or a baby's hairbrush and dust it, because that looks like residue from possibly a moth, and I don't want to damage the fabric. That's the worst thing. Like, people see like little cobwebby stuff like that and like what's there, and the first thing they do is they'll get a really stiff brush and brush real hard. And it's the worst thing you could do for old fabric, old vintage stuff like that. You want something soft, and you want to tease that out of there. Because if you rub real hard and the fabric's been damaged, you're going to tear the fabric. So you have to be super careful. It's better to take something soft, like a really super soft baby's hairbrush, and just brush it. Yeah, you might have to brush it for maybe 10 or 12 times across instead of 2 or 3, but you're not going to damage the piece then. So, good night, Tina. Yeah, we're getting near 1 o'clock, so I will have to go myself and get at least turn everything off. Get this bag of trash out because it's trash night, and then get myself to bed because got to be up early. So I hope you guys had fun. I know it's a bit different than what we usually do. And unlike Jan, where she does it and a lot of the stuff is just loose and out, a lot of my stuff is behind me is in boxes, because there's still, like, you can see that's a whole pile of boxes back there that we haven't gotten to. And that's where I pulled the boxes from the last unboxing. I pulled from directly behind the chair here. So it doesn't feel quite so claustrophobic, even though there are more boxes down here. Some of them are mostly partway empty, so that there's not too much in them. But I need to get that out of there and then see what else is here. There's some kind of tin castle that I can't get you to see it. Yeah, I think that one piece might be an arm guard of some kind. But probably was to a costume. No idea. And she's not here to ask anymore, so. But I'll find out. Hey, quit sliding. Stay up there. So that's where we're at. But now we've got all this stuff. Look, we got all this stuff that's going to be coming to the live sales next week, either in my own or at Trisha and at Sandy and Otto. So I will see you guys twice next week. So remember, if you can be there, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Trisha's channel, Sandy and Otto, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be with her on her channel for a live sale. And then the following night will be my live sale. And I'm probably going to have Melanie from Serendipity by Melanie as a guest to sell that night. We'll see if her internet will help her out there and actually work for her to do a live that way. So she'll be there on mine on next week. So I'll have 2 sales, like one right after the other. That was another reason why I didn't want to do a live sale tonight, because I knew I had that back-to-back ones coming up again, and I don't want to get super backlogged again like I had been. Especially since it's getting tough to move this weekend. So you guys have a good night. I hope you had fun. It is really different. I don't even have this. I had to do it sitting, not just because of my knee blowing out, but there's just not enough room to walk around and move yet. I'm just in this tight little area. So I know you don't want me to go, and usually I stay longer, but I have a doctor's appointment all the way out in Broomall tomorrow morning. So I do need to get to bed tonight and get to bed early. Because usually, usually I stay till about 3 a.m. some nights, or at least 2, but I can't tonight. Not tonight. Because as soon as they get me back from this doctor's appointment, then I will be getting picked up for physical therapy by a medical Uber, because their driver for the therapy place is off tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to need some decent sleep for these 2. And I'll probably still come home and take a nap after therapy. So you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you twice next week. And hopefully over the weekend, I have some video in my phone that I need to transfer and edit. So I should have a video up sometime by Sunday. I should have a video out. So have a good night, guys. Have a great weekend. If you're in part of the area that's hot and muggy, try to drink some water. I even had mine here tonight, like I usually do. But this time, I put it in something I couldn't spill, just in case. Especially since the power thing is right at my foot. So see you guys next time. Good night.